All right, RPM tech tip of the week is porting. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about what bits I use, what dies I use, whatnot. So I got some plates here that I've already started on. Now I use a few different ones. So here we go. Now, typically, I will start off by using the drum roller here, which is pretty much a black oxide, which these things last a very long time, the black oxide. Anyway, then I go in and I clean my runner first, get all your casting imperfections out, try and get in as deep as you can down here in the base of the port here. And the hardest part is evening out this area down here so it doesn't look all lumpy and messed up. So what I typically do is find yourself a very, very small chuck grinder, all right, so you can get more length and more distance inside the port here versus like this one here, which is quite a bit fatter. Now I just use this for cutting the face. And you can use straight ones, you can use 90 degree, whatever works for you. Now these can be a bit more difficult, they can kick back, whatnot. I've been using this forever, so I'm gotten pretty proficient at it. Anyway, so you get your deep, get all this cleaned out, and I've already started on this, all your casting imperfections out. All right, now it's still pretty rough. Now I go back in. Now we get as much as we can inside here. You're not gonna be able to get up in here. So then you get yourself a good die grinder, or I mean a Dremel. I use this one because it's just easier, it's like using a pen. I use the 4000 Dremel with the attachment, and I use a little ball, 1/8 inch ball, and you just go in and you clean up. You're going to clean up your, the inside of your base here. Get all down in here, and you can kind of start rounding your edges here. And then the one thing I like about this is it really allows you to get like in here like this to get your inner bend here. You got to make sure you round this. So, and this works really good for that. One of my buddies turned me on to these ones. These things are pretty fantastic. Okay, so once you get your inner done and you cleaned up your outside here. Now, I usually cut this first just to get it out of the way because there's quite a bit of material in here. As you can see, there's a bunch here too as well. However, I go ahead and clean that out, get this done, get this inside here done, then I go back and I port my top portion of the port. And as you can see on this side, I've already gone through and I've tapered it and all that. Now, after you're done with that, and you're happy with all your creases, you try to get as much imperfections out of it as possible. Then you go back in with your sanding bits, which, I mean, honestly, you can get these packed. They're not very cheap, but they're about they're like $25 Harbor Freight, or you can order them online, come with arbors, and they're different grits. And you put that on your die grinder, and then you can just go around the entire port, get it all sanded up and clean so that it's all polished and clean on the inside. And then you'll get your really nice port that, everybody likes to see. Even though it probably makes no difference. Honestly, this port here, with a little more cleaning, would do the same. Actually, might make more power because it's rough. Helps to atomize the fuel a little bit more, but that's what everybody likes to see. Anyway, but that's pretty much basic. Now, I do special order these. These actually come pretty long. The only thing is the orange ones don't last as long as the black oxide. And these are about $7-8 a piece for these. And they do actually start this long. And then I just kind of shape them down a little bit smaller. And then this helps me get the center primary ports on the center plate a lot easier. So I use these ones on the center plate and use these ones on the big secondary plates. Just saves money, honestly. But it's pretty basic. It's more or less just time consuming. Now you're going to pick your port, whatever, it depends on what you're doing. But that's how I cut them. And then typically, this is my favorite carbide for cutting the actual face. Allows you to get into your little details and then kind of get, different depths for widths and everything, and then you kind of just work your way back and forth like a CNC machine while porting it, you know. And then I've posted pictures in the past which actually show me actually doing it. But this one here is just for the bits I like to use. So, I mean, you got these square ones here, but it also comes with pointy ones as well, long pointy ones, so that helps as well. And then just work your way down to a finer grit as you get through it, and it really polishes it out really well, finishes it off. Now, big thing is, I've done a lot of porting, but if you're new to it, make sure you use duct tape around your port just in case you hop or skip or jump or anything like that. Be safe about it. Much better than, you know, having to buy a new plate. All right, that's it for this week. Take it easy, guys.